third richest person in the Philippines. Emilio Benito Aquino, SIC chairman. Nawara mga higala o mga suki nga tigpaminaw. Mao siya ang gitawag sa Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act kung Republic Act 6713 nga conflict of interest or debasement. Unsay gingon sa balaod diri sa Republic Act 6713, a public official or employee shall avoid conflict of interest. Tawag klaro kay balaod. At all times, when a conflict of interest arises, he shall resign from his position in any private business enterprises. Tanawa, holders, stockholders sa mga dagko nga mga bangko diri sa Pilipinas. Dapat ikaw, Mr. Emilio Aquino, mo resign ka ng imo nga mga nahimo kang shareholders or stockholders sa mga big banks dito sa Pilipinas. Kaya nag-ingon ang balaod, he shall resign from his position in any private business enterprises within 30 days from his assumption of office. Tanawa ka klaro, anak. Mao ni ang accountability of public official, mga higala. Republic Act 6713. Ingon din divest himself of his shareholding or interest within 60 days from such assumption. Pero nganong nag-intra-intra man kaaning mga private corporation, Chairman Emilio Aquino, nga bawal man na sa balaod. Nganong nag-apil-apil man ka, basig board of director ka diha, board of trustees. So di na pwede, Mr. Emilio Aquino. The same rule shall apply where the public official or employee is a partner in a partnership. Klaro kayong balaod, mga higala. Mao ni nga dapat imbestigahan sa mga taga-Commission on Audit o chairman sa Blue Ribbon Committee sa House of Representatives kini si Mr. Emilio Aquino. May hinungdan tungod sa iyang pagkasina sa KAPA, kay naligsan ang iyang mga dagko nga negosyo. May hinungdan nga gisingle out niya kining KAPA Community Ministry International Incorporated. Kaya na siya conflict of interest. Diya sa mga private corporation nga kung asa mga higala nga naa siya connection. Klaro kayo, how come nga naka-acquire ka, Mr. Aquino, o gingon ani kadagko nga mga shareholding sa mga big banks sa Pilipinas? Nasagikan ang kwarta. Dapat lang, mga higala o mga suki nga tigpaminaw, kitang mga membro sa KAPA, mangutana taniana tungod kay kita, taxpayer. Kita ang nagsweldo nila sa gobyerno. Kita ang nagpakaon sa ilang mga anak tungod sa atong mga buhis nga atong gibayad sa atong gobyerno. Dapat lang mangutana ta. Kay they are public officials. Unsay gingon dinhi sa definition of terms, conflict of interest arises when a public official or employee is a member of a board. Kung membro ka sa board, doon na kay shareholdings dito sa private corporation. An officer or a substantial stakeholders of a private corporation, tanawa klaro kayo, or owner or has substantial interest in a business and the interest of such corporation or business, or his rights or duties therein may be opposed to or affected by the fitful performance of official. Tanawa, mapiktuhan, mga higala, ang iyang trabaho diha sa Securities and Exchange Commission tungod kay pila man na imong amos, Mr. Emilio Aquino. pila na imong gi-serve nga masters. Mao nang affected. Nagingon ang Republic Act 6713 Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act. Maray klaro mga higala, dapat kining mga concerned government agencies sama sa Commission on Audit, inyo nang imbestigahan. Imbestiga pagkadako, bilyonaryo, third richest person in the Philippines. Pagkabugat ani mga higala o mga suki.
Pero kinsa may kuan na Brother Roger, nagapahibalo nga he is the richest, third richest man in the country. Basig siya rapod.
Amot lang. Pero klaro ang mga text nga nang gawas Brother Daniel nga nagpadala sa ato nga siya dagko og mga shares of stocks sa mga dagko nga bangko diri sa Pilipinas. Di basta-basta na.
So tama man to gisulti nimo nga before he assume as a government employee, he should tender his voluntary resignation from his private post or position.
Dapat lang.
Dapat lang.
Nawara ko diri sa statement of assets and liabilities.
Okay.
Before you assume kanang di pa ka mo affirm as manumpa no sa imong kining position sa gobyerno. Requirement under Republic Act 6713, statement and disclosure. Kinahanglan imong ipahibalo.
Pahibalog yun.
Public officials and employees have an obligation to accomplish and submit declaration under oath. Kinahanglan imong isubitan
Under oath.
sa imong panumpa sa imong posisyon. And the public has the right to know. Dapat kita mahibalo ani Mr. Aquino. Dapat may imong sultihan, imong i-declare ang imong statement of assets and liabilities.
Pila iyang mga science hall in the Brother Roger declared niya tanan.
Actually, wala na ipahibalo sa publiko, pero ang balaod nagsulti dapat ipahibalo yun.
So he's still hiding something. Okay.
O sa gingon diri, their assets, liabilities, net worth, and financial and business interests, including those of their spouses, bisag sa iyang mga asawa. Bisag kung daghan man siya kasawa, kinanglan.
Ipikuan nila.
Yapil yun. And unmarried children, katong single pa, ng mga anak niya. Yapil to. Under 18 years of age living in their households. Nawa, grabe ka, stricto ang balaod. O na, Mr. Emilio Aquino, dapat ang atong committee chairman sa Blue Ribbon Committee diha sa Congress mag-conduct mo investigation sa yanan po aning third richest person in the Philippines. Di basta-basta.
We will challenge
How come nga naka-acquire siya og mga properties, mga assets?
Ngayon nakadako.
Ngayon ani kadako. Yan nagpadagan og mga networking company. Sa ito pa, crypto po dahil
Crypto.
Tanawa sa last part diri sa ano.
Sige.
Emilio Aquino is the first CPA lawyer appointed as chairman and CEO of the Securities and Exchange Commission. He will serve for a term of 7 years. He assumed office last June 7, 2018. Sa last part, ningon diri, he led the sweep against illegal lenders and is now the SEC point man on fintech, blockchain, and digital assets. Crypto man siya mga higala o mga suki nga di paminaw. Sumo day nga perte kiniyang sukua basta KAPA na gani. Napod ning mga
kaya pala ayaw niya sa KAPA dahil sa nasagasaan ng kanyang mga malaking negosyo. May mga conflict of interest, dapat talaga imbestigahan ito.
Na-scam ang ating mga company dahil mismo ang gobyerno ang parang naging scammer. Chairman of SEC is the real scammer.
Once a couple was asked how they managed to stay together for 65 years, and their response was actually quite unique. They said that we lived in a time where if something was broken, we would fix it, not throw it away. And we find that some people treat relationships like video games. First of all, they start by playing them, and then when they get bored, they quit. I believe we always give advice that we need to take, and doesn't it always seem that everyone has the best guidance for us? And we receive advice from our friends, we analyze and observe relationships on television and in real life. We dream about what it would be like to love as they do in the movies. Love is promised on countless dating sites, and every year you can count on a song by Taylor Swift about a love story where everything has changed, but it's still sweeter than fiction, and you are still in love. They say when you're happy, you enjoy the music, but when you're sad, you understand the lyrics. See, the challenge is that we're meant to love people and use things, but today we use people and love things. The way we communicate says it all. We spend more time holding our phones than we hold each other. We ask Google more questions than we ask each other. A lot of problems in the world would disappear if we stopped talking about each other and started talking to each other. If we didn't just share all our issues with everyone but talked one-on-one, then we could actually strike up a connection, strike up a conversation, strike up a discussion, a dialogue that helps us solve the unsolvable problems, the challenges that we're dealing with on a daily basis. When you're young, you say, I love you because I need you. When you grow up, you realize I need you because I love you. And this is what happens when two people who understand themselves come together. They actually are able to enhance each other's potential. See, relationships are not about compromises. They're actually about empowering the other person to achieve their goals, helping them grow to become the individual they deserve to become, that they can become. And therefore, it's not about our selfish motives. It's not about what we want. Relationships are not about us. See, what usually happens is that two people come together to complete each other. They come together and they depend on each other, and this dependence leads to a drain, and this drain leads to more pain and insight into what it feels like to constantly have someone who depends on you for everything. That starts to create a barrier or a bitterness between the two individuals, where actually one starts to feel that they're actually carrying the other person the whole way through. That's why we all need to find someone who makes us want to change our life and not just our relationship status. Finding someone that makes us want to be at our best. Finding someone that makes us question how we act and behave. Someone who makes us think about our widest possibilities. Someone who thinks about our greatest goals and dreams. Someone who inspires you. Someone who inspires you to make a difference in your life and the life of others. You need to go out and find them.
Time studying the resumes of people who've become successful, none of their resumes align. There is no pattern. But the one thing they do have in common, they all have meaning in their life, they all have purpose in their life, and above all, they've gone all in on their natural skills that they've invested in. They've narrowed down their understanding of what they're good at to be one or two things and gone all in.
Four-year-old boy, seeing out from the train's window, shouted, "Dad, look at the trees go behind." The dad smiled. A couple were sitting close by, and they looked slightly confused at a 24-year-old getting so excited and thrilled by just trees. Soon after, he shouted again, "Dad, look at the clouds, they're running with us." Every so often, he became astounded by another part of nature. The couple sitting close by couldn't resist and said to the father, "We think you should take your son to see a good doctor. There seems to be something wrong with him." The man replied, "We've actually just returned from a good doctor. My son's eyesight was damaged since he was born. Today he can see clearly again." Remember not to judge people's lives. Everyone's living a different pain, a different story, going through their own challenges. Sometimes we don't know someone's full background before we make a judgment or an assumption about the way they're behaving. Really get to understand and know people before you draw conclusions. And remember, judgment is critical, but observing is educational. Focus on observing and learning about people before you make a judgment.
Bugs